Today we will talk about the structure of laser. A laser is divided into three parts. The first part is the electro module, the second part is the optical module, and there's another part which is the external light path. This is the output optic cable. Then we start from this electro module. This disassembled laser. For example, what about this part? It is actually the front panel of a laser. Key switches as well as laser enable emergency stop buttons, etc. And then this is the back panel of the laser. This is equivalent to the input power supply of the laser. Then this part is the control part relative to the laser. For example, if you use a computer, in other words, the connection software is needed at the customer site through the 232 interface here. Then the buff interface, in fact, it is also a control interface. Then the laser controls the light emission in two modes. One is the external 232 mode. The other is AD mode. External 232 mode is connected to this interface, then AD to this. Then the following interface is protective function. It can be connected to a water cooler. What if the water cooler stops working? Then the monitor will alarm. Then this place also has a function. It is remote key switch. Just short circuit pins 5 and 6. Then the laser will also power up. No need to open the laser key. And then this is a power cord. The laser input power comes from here. Then this is power adapter board here. After the adapter board, it has a voltage of 220 volt all the way. Here are the lights, neutral and ground wise. Then after entering, we split into two ways. You get all the way to this power supply. This is a 24 volt power supply. This is AC DC. It's a 24 volt power supply that converts AC to DC. Then this power supply is equivalent to 220 input. Then convert it to 24 volt output here, 20 volts out. Here comes a few wires are here. After this 24 volt, it is mainly powered by control motherboard. This is a acquisition board, current driver board, this monitoring board. Then these are supplied by the 24 volt power. Then the other way, this is to the main power board. Then there are two main power boards. This is a piece on the front. Then this is a piece on the back. 220 volt input. Note that this is complete power supply. There are also several small power supplies. Then 220 volt input. Power via bottom PFC 220 volt AC will be converted into 380 volts DC, AC to DC to high voltage. Then there are the power supplies here. It converts 380 volt DC into 17 volts. 17 volts DC voltage goes here. This is the entire power supply, and this is a 17 volt power supply. Then power the current driver board. Then the current driver board comes along this line. Powering the pump source. Now we come to the optical module. As we see here, there are a total of 6 pump sources. This is where the laser comes from. The corresponding 6 pump fibers arrived at the combiner after winding. The 6 pump source fibers will eventually be combined into one. This optical fiber will from this optical fiber disc in the resonate cavity. referred to as a YB, an optical fiber, with a total length of about 30 meters. Then it goes through a high reflective granting, a low reflective granting. After that, it goes into the fiber optic stripper, or CMS for short. After going through CMS, it will also pass through sensor. This is a monitoring point. After passing the monitoring point, then the laser comes out from the QPH optical cable. In this optical module, the optical module has a monitor. Its function is to monitor the temperature states of the module. Then temperature sensor connected by these two white wires, temperature 1. Temperature 1 monitors the temperature of the backplate of the pump source. Then there's another one here which is temperature 2. Temperature 2 is to monitor the temperature of this fiber optical panel. It has a temperature sensor in it at this place. Then here is a red light. Underneath, this is a red light tube. The red light has an optical fiber and passes through this combiner, means red light fiber and 6 pump source fiber. They entered this 6+1 combiner at the center. Red light also enters this fiber. The final output from here is the red light we see in the QPH crystal. This is the white wire, which white line is connected to this monitoring point to monitor the intensity of the laser output light. If the light becomes weaker, it will report a fault warning light, such as the inside is burned out and there is no light at all. It will also give a malfunction. Go back to the monitoring board. The signal collected by the monitoring board here, it will go to the acquisition board through this line. This is an AD acquisition board and some temperature signal lines. The temperature signal will pass through here and pass here, then pass it to the main control panel and then monitor those powers. It goes directly from here to the main control board. There's also battery up here. Then the battery records the laser's fault alarm time, night emission time, etc. Then this is a simple structure introduction.